On telly looks just right. John Cena's wrestling Randy Orton too. For the next few hours, what I'm gonna do? Watching Raw USA. Watching Raw USA. Watching Raw USA. Watching Raw USA. I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
Nice.
I'm Phil Chambers from WhatCulture.
I've got some really bad news for you, Wilborn.
What?
Well, you
It's
see,
more of a commemoration.
I was going to say, because you're going to grab your
uppers and downers.
You're going to grab your uppers and downers, and you're going to go to, remind me again what channel?
Raw USA!
You're going to go looking for that on Monday. And for the first time since about 2005, briefly on Spike, and before that, like the 80s, you're not going to find it.
I thought it was a nice sort of...
You're going to have to upper and downer you at Netflix, or press
Raw Netflix!
and it'll be right there.
That's next week's song sorted.
And it'll be right there.
Oh, yeah. And Louise was like, what are you doing last night? I was going, listening to music, don't worry about me.
Getting a lot of The Boss, Baby 2 vibes.
Yes. Hello, everyone. We're back for
feels
2025. This is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happy New Year to everybody. Yes.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to...
Lovely holiday season.
Yeah. And like, as we sort of... we've touched a little bit on the Christmas wrestling with we've done a little bit of Dynamite here and SmackDown there and all that sort of stuff. But Happy New Year as we kind of just get going right friggin' now.
Yeah.
Like, hope you enjoyed your little breather, if you indeed have one. I tried not to. But
You tried that.
Not for me.
not for me. I like it.
Say your holiday starts now.
Yeah, this is it. Like, I've been counting down the days to Christmas. I've got my FedVent calendar, and there's not many doors left, Phil.
Yes.
And the last one is on Monday. So, yeah, it's like you've got Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, which we did a sort of micro combined preview of.
Yes, I'll release that as a podcast probably tonight or tomorrow.
3 hour SmackDown tonight on, what was the network again, sir? I've forgotten.
If you're in the US, it's on USA when it's on YouTube in the UK.
Yeah, YouTube everywhere else. And then...
then the show really starts.
and then it gets going on Monday. The business is back.
You know what I'm excited to see? How many ads WWE put in SmackDown on YouTube.
Sorry, SmackDown or where, Phil?
They really like their ads.
Oh, man. Saturday night's main event was like an exercise in advertisement hypnosis, wasn't it? It was like, no, it's happened. we've just had adverts. More?
Now, picture-in-picture adverts whilst we do adverts.
Aye, they're gonna make themselves rich off that one SmackDown in the in-between, aren't they?
I mean,
as opposed to being disgustingly filthy rich every other week of SmackDown.
New Year's Evil next week, of course. New Year's Evil.
How dare I forget? How rude of me.
I cannot wait for next week. I'm so excited.
It is this Netflix thing. We're going to talk it to death over the next couple of weeks, months. How long it feels weird, feels awesome, feels amazing. I tweeted over Christmas just this little bit of like anecdotal. How big is this going to be when my mum and dad just have WWE thrown at them when they turn on Netflix? And
They're already getting it thrown at them.
and that was it. They've had me as a son their entire life. So
I mean, just on Netflix, like they're advertising it
everywhere in it.
Pushing, really pushing. And obviously, at the moment, it's this like mix of archive stuff, WWE Network stuff that's come over, whatever. Do you remember WWE, and not just any WWE, all WWE is on terrestrial television live and on demand. This is everything I ever hoped for as a kid that didn't have Sky. And every show I watched was pestered for or bought in the shops or found at a car boot. Yeah. And now it's just...
When I've been, previously when I've been, preaching to my friends about WWE's really good now, you should watch it. It's like, I have to get, what is it? Get the network or will it be on my telly or whatever?
The amount of curiosity clicks that first episode is going to get. And the fact that they're going big for it as well. Jesus. They're going to grab some people, I think.
Imagine what the rating for it is going to be and then times that by 20 because that's what they'll publish the rating because they can just say what they want now. The demo, it was 0.1
that thumbnail was seen by 185,000 million people.
Yeah, they'll just say everyone who watched Netflix watched it. Prove us wrong.
Those, like all sort of, and I'm sure there will be, like Netflix are very cagey in how they release the figures. It's always like trumpet the success and hide their failures, which is why I think some stuff might disappear from those archives. Please keep watching in your houses. The top 10 things they put up, I think it's going to be really interesting to see.
Oh yeah,
where the weeklies chart, where like Raw and SmackDown and NXT, where they chart as general Netflix sort of viewers find what fits for them.
Can they gimmick it? Because presumably they want people to be watching it on there. It's not just like we've got a movie.
Yeah, I would guess so, yeah.
They must just push stuff that they want people to watch into those top 10s.
I never get why whenever you go on Netflix, it's and on many different streaming services, you always go on and I want to go to what I was just watching because inevitably I've had to stop watching it.
Yeah.
And they put that at the bottom, probably put that right at the bottom. You have to skip through all the new
stuff,
movies,
guys.
all the,
I'm going to be like, whenever it is that they announce their first financials will be interesting as well, like Netflix.
Yeah.
Like they paid a pretty penny for this. They're going to want to see.
It's not like they needed to get a new people. Like, it's not like I didn't know many people who were like, I haven't got Netflix yet. I'm just waiting for it to.
How do you translate that $5 billion or whatever it was that they are paying for WWE into profit? Like, how do you say that this is where this $5 billion, we spent this much and we got this back? Like, what is that? How do they report that to their shareholders?
Weird because, like, obviously they're on normal telly in America and what have you. But, like, will the ad breaks there be just for us, just be like, by the way, check out this on Netflix? Is it just going to be like an internal loop almost of like, instead of going and promoting, Slim Jim or whatever, they're going to be like, whilst you go and picture in the States, here's the new Adam Sandler film that we've just made or whatever.
Possibly and probably, because remember we used to watch those like 2 years. More powerful could Netflix really become?
Yeah.
And surely WWE is the little brother in that partnership, but then is it? Who knows what doors get opened, and it's really never about those dollars and cents, and it's more about one meeting once where somebody was like, oh, do you realise that they bringing in WWE and getting at the table with TKO actually got us at the table with so-and-so, and it was and that to them was worth billions and billions of dollars.
Like it's a proof of concept for something even bigger than this.
Possibly, yeah. Like, and they've got, what is it, a 10-year deal that they can terminate at 5.
Yeah.
So that's like, that kind of, I don't know what exactly that behooves WWE to do, but not sucking would help.
Yes.
Like, you ideally want your product to not suddenly be in the bin again at the 5-year mark. That's a long time.
They're certainly not dogging it on their first try, are they?
This is it. Like, it's a long time to try and stay hot, or whatever the metric for hot is over these next 5 years, isn't it?
I think they've got such an exciting opportunity with Raw and Netflix as well of just mixing things up a little bit. Like, you don't have the TV format. It's not, you'll still have it in other countries and things that will still have bits and pieces of TV deals, but it's nowhere near as important and front and center and hitting those ad breaks and getting it right anymore. Yeah. It's not about that because the views are coming from somewhere else. So if you can use this and use it to freshen up the product, freshen up the way that you tell stories, like anything, the sort of what the show actually looks like, I think you've got a huge opportunity to do whatever the hell you want, really. How does see what works?
How does it work on Netflix? Like, so my question was going to be there because obviously, like you said, they've got TV deals for certain shows in the States and what have you. Is there a chance that they do, massive brawl? Well, we've got 10 minutes extra on Netflix.
Yeah, like an overrun that's always on Netflix.
Yeah. Historically, any time they had a device they were trying to push, that's how it would work. There was times where you could watch the ad breaks on WWE.com. Who can forget Tout?
I was going to say,
I'd love to tout it out, me. I couldn't stop.
Like, I would be amazed if there wasn't like Netflix bonus stuff that goes beyond just shiny floor studio desk content. There might be like even a main event if they wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they've got the vast amount of production capabilities that they were using for the network that they ain't going to be using anymore. So it's either you lay off loads of people or you keep on filming stuff for a different platform.
You could, do you remember Charlie Brooker's Bandersnatch? Fair enough. You could film in the building 3 main events and then pick your own Raw main event.
Choose your own adventure.
With your buttons, just decide which one you want.
I've already done the Undertaker New Day thing or whatever it was. Just do that, but with Raw.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Bring back Cyber Sunday, but you get to pick your own matches. You make all the wrestlers wrestle 3 matches, and then you pick which ones you want.
Love me some Taboo Tuesday, Cyber Sunday stuff.
Yeah, like, all joking aside, the reason that died at the time was because it didn't draw, because there's this idea, and it proven by buy rates, which is weird to me. Tournaments and could be opponent A, B, or C don't draw because people want to know the actual matches and not.
They did sort of weight it a little bit, wasn't it? It was
do you want a street fight, a hardcore match, or a no DQ?
Yeah,
or like, who do you want them to face? 2 complete jobbers or Triple H?
Aye. Do you want them in a headlock match, a chinlock match, or a flaming table death match with barbed wire? Like, aye. But typically they didn't draw that well.
Didn't Shelton win a title or something?
Yeah.
through that?
Shoot vote. Chris Jericho defends the Intercontinental title against, and it was like 8 guys. And the kind of like, I believe the company thought Batista might win, and he was a narrow second to Shelton Benjamin, and they called it in the ring, and Shelton went over.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, like they could. We were talking about run times a little while ago, weren't we? Like how Raw, this discussion of like, is Raw going to be 3? Is it going to be 2? And I'm thinking, well, it can be whatever the hell it wants to be, both live and on demand. Assuming that like Netflix have got the like, I don't know what, the server space, the bandwidth for like live broadcast. That's not a concern. No. It's Netflix.
Yeah, they've not got a pay-per-view time that they have to hit. It gets turned off. There's like, you just keep going, keep it going. Like
it is like kind of limitless and free of restriction in a way that television and pay-per-view could never be, even when they pushed it. Overruns, commercial-free times, like an extra hour for pay-per-view, a second extra hour for pay-per-view, network minutes that were gobbled up so execs got bonuses, whatever. I'm assuming that's a Netflix thing, so the longer it goes, that'll be fine by WWE too.
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating to sort of, like, it's almost too difficult to imagine what they might do. But
never as the Netflix. Are you still watching? Been more appropriate for someone. He's still watching in your house from 25 years ago.
35 years today, by the way. I was just sharing this tidbit that I had no idea of until today. Right, Twitter threw the one of those on this day, and it was the 1990 Royal Rumble. Now I didn't watch it on the day it aired, but it was the first show I ever watched. I think it was taped for me by my Uncle Bob. Thank you very much, and apologies to my parents for that. So 35 years ago, give or take, today. And it was 8 years ago today that I first started at WhatCulture full-time.
Yes.
So there was a 27-year gap to the day between the first show I watched and being allowed to talk bollocks about it for a living. So yeah. No, nothing is... There's never going to be a time where I'll press no to that question.
Yeah.
But currently, I did check the In Your Houses first, and they're all nicely sort of sorted by year. Great time to start a retro review podcast. Benno and Hamlet In Your House, still currently available as long as Netflix lets us. But I do wonder, like films and TV, if things aren't getting watched, that'll be their way to be like, right, see
or
you
they
later.
drip feed it, or they say coming next month, we're going to release, all the SummerSlams or whatever.
Yeah, like they why would they not use the same method they use for their films and TV?
Yeah.
It's like Disney as well. They started Disney Plus. They didn't release everything that Disney owns straight away because you've got to hold some stuff back so it feels new, it feels fresh.
Yep.
And you can do that forever with WWE and the amount of stuff they've got.
Where Netflix is in front in that regard is like, obviously with Disney, things like it's normally about a month between it being on Disney Plus after it's been at the cinema, whereas SmackDown will just go straight on there.
Straight onto the cinema.
So it's like big screen to little screen instantly.
Hi to everyone joining us live on YouTube. Hi to Mark Lee Willis, who welcomes us all back. Thank you very much, Mark. Matt Rain says, welcome back, lads. Terrible weekend to support Gillingham, Portsmouth and Manchester United. Shout out to Mrs. Rains, who turns 35 today.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
Just remaining in her 30s. We're all in our 30s.
Hang on. 35 today?
Yeah.
So the day my best friend's wife was born was the first day I watched wrestling.
Yeah.
The day you started this job.
Was my Fed origin story and my WhatCulture origin story. Like this.
What a day.
This was, there's more than
and it's a 3-hour SmackDown.
There's more than the WWE universe that was keeping us together, Matt.
Have a beautiful weekend, Matt says. Legends Lounge returns. Stay tuned. We'll keep an eye out for that one. Remind me to dedicate the quiz later on to the wonderful Ashley Rains, if I forget. Also, hi to OG Stem Cell. Says, Happy New Year. Glad you guys are back to make work less boring. Hope you guys had a great holiday season with the families. Also, F Joe Tessitore for now.
What's he done?
Well, he explains, thankfully. Joe Tessitore has been phenomenal on commentary, and that's great, but I have beef with him. He called the Texas versus Arizona State college football playoff game and jinxed the Texas kicker, saying he's perfect under 40 yards, and he missed the winning 38-yard field goal. Texas did still win, thankfully, but the beef is small, but it's still there. I like that, just random grudges being held.
He'll hold that forever now as well.
Yeah.
That's a sport. I love that, like, with it being Tess, he probably just said it so matter-of-factly as well. He's not going to get hyped for no reason, is he? He'll definitely score.
It's perfect from under 40 yards.
This.
Oh.
Whoopsie.
It's Christian. But yes, big year for wrestling 2025. Any early predictions? That was what I was going to do. I was going to Google the odds for the Royal Rumble whilst you're on here.
Oh, yeah.
Because who have you got right now? If you had to say,
damn it.
Royal Rumble 2025, for once it's not going to be Cody.
Yep.
In theory, unless they do the Roman Reigns thing from a few years ago. So, I suppose, in addition to that, what on earth does WrestleMania look like?
That's the thing with the Fed at the minute. So Sami Zayn,
Oh.
which leads my heart to wanting Sami Zayn to win and go to Sami Zayn versus Gunther.
I think Sami Zayn's going to win Money in the Bank this year. He's going to be my...
Sami Zayn wins the Rumble on the same night that Kevin Owens wins the WWE title in the ladder match against Cody.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And that's set up. I'm going Punk. I have talked myself, as we talked about yesterday, into thinking that Seth Rollins will beat CM Punk on Raw. And then Punk will go on to win the Rumble. And it'll be that little sort of, well, hang on, I beat you, and then you've gone and done that. So what have you really got over me? And Punk's got all, and it'll be like the little seed that grows in, like, of resentment that grows within Seth Rollins, a bit like it did with Drew McIntyre. Why are we all celebrating this guy? I've already beaten him. What's the fuss all about? You know, and that's part of Seth Rollins' sort of like next direction, is that he's got this win that he so desperately craved. And then Punk went and won the Rumble anyway and got his WrestleMania main event. But that's all the talking round I've had to do just to stop myself believing that Punk is absolutely nowhere losing on Raw as well. Like, it's captivating. Every combination at the moment feels its own kind of intoxicating, doesn't it?
The odds are very interesting. I've just gone on the first one, which is Sky Bet. 100 to 1. You've got people like Andre Chase.
Yep.
Oh, teachable moment! Teachable moment!
Karrion Kross and Omos, for example.
A current champion.
80 to 1. Obafemi. Same odds as Pete Dunne. The Miz, Trick Willie, 66 to 1. Goldberg, 66 to 1. Big E, 50 to 1.
Ooh.
Along with Sheamus and Grayson Bloody Waller. Then at like 40 to 1, you've got AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, Montez Ford. 33 to 1, Uncle Howdy, Ricky Starks, in a different company, but okay. Ricky Starks is 25 to 1, the same as L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
And Gunther. Kind of got a world title already, but okay. And Cody, defending his world title on this show. 20 to 1, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa.
20 at 1, that, you know.
Good.
Kevin Owens, I don't think they watched the product, to be honest. Jacob Fatu. Then you get 18 to 1, Ilya Dragunov, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is not winning the Royal Rumble. I'll bet on that. Can I do the like reverse? That's definitely not happening.
Not.
My pick initially, I'm still not settled on. I think I'm leaning towards Punk now, but The Rock is 5 to 1. CM Punk is 11 to 4, second favourite. The favourite, according to Sky Bet, for whatever they know, 6 to 5. So that's barely anything. Our Americans do it, don't they? Do like that's like 1 point something for them. John Cena.
Oof.
It's not for me, Jeff.
It's his last one.
It is his last one.
It's his last one. It's his last WrestleMania. They're going to get a lot of mileage out of things being John Cena's last. And in a way, that means you can sort of sell anything and you're kind of polishing it up because it's, this is the last time. However, we were talking about this today, or it was our review 2024 maybe. The most interesting thing to me about this John Cena return is not just the lasts and it's not just the novelty of him with a bunch of new people and a few old faces. It's that they should, in my opinion, push him as if the world title is his goal. So they should push him to want to win the Rumble and they should push him to want a main event WrestleMania. And he might not get it done, but that should be the mindset. Yes, there'll be things he'll want to do for the last time. And like, I could see Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental title. He's never won the IC title. So that's something they can definitely milk. But every prize Cena should still want. I kind of don't want him to come back and smile and wave. Or if he does come back and smile and wave, I want somebody to beat him up real bad
Yeah.
and remind him what
Is he in the chamber? Definitely.
he's working the show.
He's working the
He's
show.
advertised for the show, but then obviously if they were to advertise him for the chamber, that would immediately take him out of Rumble contention.
Yeah.
So you have to book him like a New Japan deal where like you can't reveal the next graphic because you've got to get through the first part of the story. Yeah. I would have him wanting to be the top man. Mm-hmm. And what a sort of delicious thing that is when you've got this very real power struggle at the top of the card in WWE between several people who want that spot. Even if John Cena only really wants it in kayfabe and he knows exactly what his year looks like, I want to believe that he's jostling for it just as much as the rest of them.
Do you want the women's odds? This is from Ladbrokes. 100 to 1. Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Thea Hale, some of our favourites from NXT. Ronda Rousey, 80 to 1. Along with like Lyra Valkyria, Lita, also in there, and Carmella. Then we get down.
Actually takes these bets.
Yeah. Then we get down to 66 to 1.
WWE should just book one. Just place a load of money on. Like.
66 to 1. Trish Stratus, Shayna Baszler, Piper Niven. 50 to 1. You got the likes of Stephanie Vaquer, Zarya, Jada Parker, Candice LeRae. Down to Dakota Kai and Chelsea Green at 40 to 1. 33 to 1, you've got Roxanne Perez, who could move up to the main roster, I suppose.
Just any day now.
Raquel Rodriguez, Julia, Asuka, they're all 33 to 1. Liv Morgan, 28 to 1. Again, it's got a title right now.
Well,
but
yeah.
Nia Jax, Jordan Grace, Bayley, Alexa Bliss at 25 to 1. Naomi. What's going on there?
Yeah.
16 to 1.
What do they know?
Tiffany Stratton, 14 to 1. Literally already got a title shot guaranteed. Bianca Belair, 10 to 1. Jade Cargill, 9 to 1. Io Sky, 5 to 1. And your top three in third place. You want to take a guess?
Rhea Ripley.
No. I'll give you a clue. Two of the top three aren't wrestling right now.
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair is second, 7 to 2.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, 4 to 1. Favorite, Rhea Ripley, 3 to 1. I haven't even really sat down and thought about the women's Royal Rumble, to be honest. I would bet someone. Who would I bet, actually?
Well, I think one of the reasons why we haven't done that is a criticism of WWE and Triple H, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are not in any way fooling you into thinking one of these is going to headline either of those nights.
No.
Every conversation is around the night one, night two main events and this slate of main eventers they've got. And that's on Triple H to do better, ultimately, by the women. But there are rumours that there are big plans for Becky Lynch, at least, folded into WrestleMania, and possibly with her coming back as early as the Netflix special, we might get a clue as to what that means.
Carmella and Truth. I mean, obviously that didn't happen.
Such a massive thing.
There's Triple H has got this propensity for triple threat tournaments, hasn't he?
Ooh, yeah.
So he might fancy a bit of that, if only to set up some other storylines. He might use it for some TV time and all that. But I'm kind of with you. I like a rough approximation of the field, but plenty of space is free.
Yeah.
If only to just be able to fantasy book one or two surprises. I don't even like loads of surprises in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Like I don't like them
You
to
don't
descend.
need loads, I don't think.
No.
But you need one or two that stand out.
I don't think it should be a hard and fast rule, but I've always held the opinion of like, if you're doing a Rumble, it's real simple to the way you divvy it up, because I get sometimes you just need bodies in the ring, but you're so spoiled for choice, and people are going to get pissed off regardless. It doesn't matter if like, well, you're not winning the Rumble, but you're in there for 40 minutes. How many eliminations do I get? 0. Brilliant. But I'd always go 10 from Raw, 10 from SmackDown, 5 from NXT, 5 surprises.
It's neat, isn't it?
Just easy.
Yeah.
And you don't have to always stick to that. If you're like struggling to get any
roughly.
legends or whatever. But I just think it makes the most sense rather than just going, let's chuck Grayson Waller in for 5 minutes or whatever. Nothing against him, obviously.
Like, it's weird, isn't it? Like, it's easy to just sort of brush off the Rumble and say, you know what, Triple H is 0 for 4 on these. Like, 2 pretty middling pay-per-views and 4 pretty middling Rumbles thus far. And then you do sort of forget that they had flashes. So like Cody versus Gunther and Cody versus Punk as the mini matches were amazing. But then is that not just because of the star power in his hands and the way that those people have been booked? Similarly, in the women's Royal Rumbles, you've got, like, I would say Jordan Grace was the standout performer last year's.
Just going to say, when's her TNA deal up? Because that'd be a hell of a time.
Yeah, she's in, I think. Roxanne Perez the year before that. Like, there's these, like, little moments, but there's yet to feel like one Rumble that Triple H can really hang his hat on. And it would be a hell of a statement if it was the women's one, because it's not a division in amazing health. But if you've lined up 30 people, well, not 30, but, maybe 20 convincing winners, while nobody can quite navigate what the WrestleMania card's going to be.
Yeah.
It's that, it does stand to potentially be quite hot, and you've got a good mix of returning people, of new people whose pushes are working. I'll live or Rhea, depending on who wins that match on the Raw special. So, it's the good kind of pressure. Like, if that women's match delivers.
You've got everybody in this one match that you can then use to sort of propagate out to the rest of the card.
Yeah, I don't know what the women's title matches look like at WrestleMania right now. I'm hoping for a sort of Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair. Although, then again, if I'm deciding on my Rumble win and working backwards from there, I'd probably give Becky a proper Rumble win. And her versus Tiff could be fun.
Becky versus Liv Morgan as this year's biggest breakout heel star, and they know they can trust Becky Lynch to do her best to get something big out of Liv on that stage. They had a pretty nondescript feud at the back end of 2022, but Becky was still a heel at the time. I think the dynamic is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Dominic's still with Liv, Dominic
Becky could work Dom as well.
Yeah. She had that sort of thing with James Ellsworth in the other days of SmackDown. The same dynamic applies here.
Yeah.
So I could see Becky and Liv just as much. They've never somehow done. Was it Becky? Other than in the odd throwaway TV thing, they've held off on Becky and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
There's that big Mania match that they've kind of half teased in the past. So you see them on the screen, it's like, whoa, and then they kind of never get around to it. Same for Bianca and Rhea. Is there some crazy stuff where they've never had a singles match?
They might, they've had the mini matches in the Rumble, haven't they? But that's about it.
So that's there if they want it, but that's obviously assuming that Bianca's not tied up with Jade. However we get to that whodunit getting paid off, that doesn't even really need a belt.
I quite like the idea of Becky and Charlotte, or at least one of them, going after either the IC or the US titles.
Yeah.
As a completionist thing of who can be the first to get them all kind of thing, because they're brand new. They are they can be added to the
Charlotte Flair and Chelsea Green,
and that's exactly what I was going.
Yeah, that's I like that a lot.
It's kind of tasty for me as a Mania match.
Yeah,
yeah. The Mania card, we've talked about this a lot, Phil, in terms of they probably have about 5 different cards drawn up right now, which is a real nice change to compare to where it used to be where they'd get to sort of February and go, oh, God, the Rumble next month. Sorry, the WrestleMania next month. And now what do we do? So, we didn't do...
Goodies and baddies. Yeah.
That one where is it Rock, Kane and Taker, and it's whoever pinned one of the McMahons as champion, because it was Triple H, Shane and Vince.
It sure was Triple H. He didn't get pinned for the title. Bloody hell.
What are the chances? But it's so up in the air right now that
how many kids has Triple H got? Can we do a Levesque in every corner yet?
That's very good. So you can have Triple H and then his 3 daughters.
Yeah, 3.
There you go.
Got that.
How many kids has Shane got? He's got
3, I think.
Oh, hello. McMahon versus Levesque, the family feud we've all been waiting for.
So you could have the 3, hang on. So you could have the 3 Levesque girls, the 3 McMahon boys, Shane, Stephanie, and it's a McMahon Levesque in every corner, but it's the Octagon.
Yeah, it's so up in the air. It makes me feel a bit ill.
Well, we talked about this a little bit. I don't think there's a bad outcome here.
No,
but I think be wary of having everything in mind and then I didn't really want that.
Yeah.
I think the example I used was John Cena and Jey Uso, for example. They are up there, but it's not necessarily a pairing that is particularly appealing to you, for example. That could happen. They will still be jigging things about, and there could be something on one of these cards that just isn't really for you. But it does feel like there is too much good stuff for either night to fail. And I don't even know if I thought that about WrestleMania 40. I still remember thinking night, and I did think night 1 was underperformed a little bit and underwhelmed. Night 2 was absolutely double treble goated. was a bad show. It was.
Not for me. I liked it.
I mean, there was that one fan at the front that said WWE is great. So,
what was night 2 of 38? Can you remember?
I can give you most of it, I think.
That was night... What was the Pat McAfee one? Was that night 2?
Night 2.
Yeah.
Night 2. So Pat McAfee. So Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
Such a good weekend in Texas that way.
It was amazing. Followed by Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon.
Yep. Yeah.
And that stunner. Edge versus AJ Styles.
Oh no, there was something on night 2 that I will legitimately fight you over being.
It better not be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar because that was a stinker.
Class. Shouting at a small child. Give me your belt.
They did the New Day versus the Brawling Brutes because they ran out of time on night 1, and then it still only went like 90 seconds or something.
I have very fond memories of that.
They wore the Big E.
I didn't see any of it. I
singlets.
just mean,
Women's tag title night.
yes,
Sasha Banks and Naomi.
correct.
Versus Rhea and Liv.
Versus
Carmella and Queen Zelina.
Queen Tilly and the champions, yeah. And
There was a
I'll give you
fourth.
clues. One of my favourites, one of my least favourites.
Natalia.
Yep, and she had a very good Elimination Chamber a few years ago.
Shayna Baszler.
Correct.
Of course, yeah. Was this the opener with the? It can't have been. It wasn't Rick Boogs
No, that was night 1.
and the Usos and all that and Nakamura, so it would have been the other tag belts.
Correct. Triple threat.
Which was the Street Profits,
Yep.
our friends that weekend. WrestleMania versus Chad Gable and Otis.
Versus the winners
The winners.
retaining their tag titles.
Arcade Bro.
Correct.
Bloody hell.
Still not got to the best match on the night. There was also Bobby Lashley and Omos that I've completely forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was MVP. I've got a bigger lad now.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Which is how we thought when we saw Braun Strowman the day after we saw Omos. Yeah. We'd seen Omos when like Miller was interviewing him at WrestleMania, and then we walked past Braun Strowman at WrestleCon. Whatever.
Tiny. Pathetic.
Third match on the night. Best match by far.
I hate that I can't remember it. I'm just going to say it because I know it's already wrong. It's not Corbin and Drew McIntyre.
Sami Zayn.
Oh, of course, man. Night
Jackass.
2.
Yeah.
You'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Rest stunk. I'd never been happier to be at an absolute Turkerino of a show, by the way. I just want to point that out. I was in my element, but it was a bad show.
That was I think, as of right now, hang on, let me work this out. 35, definitely not 35. Didn't do 36 and 37, obviously. 38, 39, 40. It's freezing. 38 is my favourite location for a WrestleMania ever that I've been to.
AT&T Stadium.
Less so that and more, walk down over there, that bar
Oh, yeah.
that we recorded the podcast at and played
Cornhole.
cornhole.
At a lap of the fountain when I was straight.
You know, you're just like, oh, cool, life's perfect.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Yeah, beautiful view of the stadium. Nice little water feature. You could just wait, casually have a beer while you
Neil's
wait.
been on.
Yeah.
He said, do you want to go and drink at the Wrestlers Hotel? Serious?
We were living a charmed life that weekend. Night 1.
It was stupendous, I'd say.
Night 1 was one of the most stupendous WrestleManias of all time.
Yeah.
So
Genuinely incredible.
that's way up the top of my list of all time as Night 2 stuff.
Such a lovely. The venue was perfect. Like, compare that one where we just sort of wandered in. I'm fairly certain I put sun cream on and then realised we were under a roof. So I was like, I'm in Texas.
Can't be too careful. It was.
Compare that to. I loved WrestleMania 40. It was incredible. Not you.
I was inside being catered, baby.
It was boiling in the taxis because we were still wearing the masks.
Yes.
It's close enough to COVID that you still had to.
We recorded our Raw after WrestleMania review on the plane.
Yeah,
with
with
our
masks.
masks on.
Yep.
Which you could take off when the food came round because obviously that's not going to
Obviously,
spread
because
up.
of
A weird time for the old mask situation that by then, wasn't it? Yeah.
Old Mascarinos.
We had to wear them in the taxis, but then you get into the building with 70,000 people getting the mask.
But I don't know what WrestleMania 41 looks at, but looks like.
I know where it is.
Honestly, I don't want to leave.
Oh,
You're going to have to drag me
Yeah.
scratching and clawing to that airport.
like drag me to hell, but in this case, it's drag you away from heaven. Right there.
I heard there's a beautiful hotel and casino.
Yeah.
There's several. I'm not going to name our old friends.
Well, one is less beautiful.
Yeah.
Just go and go and spit on it when we're there.
Do you know what?
Simpsons meme of that little like sheet,
sheet,
get it out of the way.
Out of the way, you.
This new one's a pyramid.
I'll put them over now because it's going to be probably one of the last times we put them over when we get to start finally talking about things we can't wait to talk about. The beautiful Oyo Hotel and Casino. Hypothetically,
not so beautiful.
Hypothetically, should we be in Las Vegas? I want to go there for a pint for old time's sake.
I want to go. I've heard such good things.
I've done marketing for this that will now never be repaid in kind, but I almost don't need a repayment because the beers are literally only $2. And there is a bar in there that I've got like a hold in like such a romantic memory from like the lovely like pre-work pint or the we're heading out in a minute, we'll just get one at this little bar because it's $2.
Or the 3 a.m.
3 a.m. editing stuff that we were doing like back from Double or Nothing because those shows just don't end. Like it was such a nice vibe in there, wasn't it? Like very, very not like the main.
Leave a little space on your calendar for a thing.
And before WrestleMania, like days before WrestleMania.
Leave another little space
just keep your calendar free.
Just don't book anything from Mania just yet.
Don't make any plans
unless
if you like
a stay in a pyramid.
any of this. Starcast. Conrad was
We were very sort of last minute getting there, weren't we? I think we were like 2 days before we weren't going, and then we were all of a sudden. And they sorted us all out, and we almost tread on X-Pac's dog as we walked in, if I remember rightly. But then it was just this week because they just put all the podcasters, all the people in there, so you just be walking.
That's Marco's done.
What's going on here?
The WrestleCon graphics I saw kicking around on Twitter the other day. No dates yet, but the collective shows are taking place at the one casino, not far off the strip, but it's one casino. And you sort of look and like I just happened to be I was looking at like, how far is it away from this other casino? I think it was a pyramid shaped one. I just picked one at random. Like I was just looking like in there. It's about like a 1 hour walk, but obviously it takes ages to get anywhere on the strip. Yeah. But it just reminded me that. If that is the furthest out anything is, it's still not that far.
No. Yeah.
And
plus there's a monorail.
And there's monorails and there's like walkways and it's just never mind wrestling fans, wrestling full stop will
it's going to take the city. Like
that's like when you go to WrestleMania City and WWE's like the signs everywhere. They have one street.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
Like, literally just take over.
What is it? Paradise, Nevada, whatever they call that bit of it. Like that's going to be from this thing that's maybe an hour away and where Fremont Street is up the strip to the top of the strip. Like up the top of the strip to that casino, that pyramid shaped one that's like really close to Allegiant Stadium, which is kind of the top of the strip.
Location.
Right close to the T-Mobile Arena as well. It's like it's just a really good location. Actually, if you want to skate for WWE.
Genuine question, because I'm stupid with these sorts of things. What time is WrestleMania? I.e., are we on the right side for it to be an early?
I'm assuming it's LA time, so it's early.
Okay, good.
Which means
I like
it'll
that.
be done by like 9, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
A lot of posts.
Not exactly many things close in Las Vegas.
Well, no.
Sorry. Rules are rules.
Especially when you've got a thing to get to at the
You're still going to want to be in the mood to have a drink and have a good time and have a good night. And I mean, we'll see what we can do on that front. But like early doors, the Dynamite thing, I think it was like the ticket time. Obviously, the show didn't start till say 5 or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
it was so weird.
Because you went, they did the Ring of Honor tapings. Or was that after?
Because how it worked there was that Ring of Honor. It was Rampage and Ring of Honor.
That was it.
But like it had to go live East Coast.
Yeah.
I think that's how they did
it.
Yeah. So it was existing on the East Coast, but the people that were living in Vegas weren't going to watch it unless you were in the building watching it until hours later. That's how that works. Does that make sense? Am I right? Is that right, Phil?
Yeah. It's a weird thing that like if you actually had a job and had to work like 9 to 5 or something, it'd be really annoying. But when you're traveling there and just go on holiday, it's like, this is goddamn amazing. We have time to do our work afterwards and still get pissed. This is the best.
And then if you're that 9 to 5, if you're a 9 to 5 wrestling fan on a Wednesday in Vegas and you aren't going to Dynamite because you're at work, you then get home and watch Dynamite at your regular like 8 p.m.
I see.
Even though it was taking place in your town. So time is weird like that. But to Phil's point, it does have its perks and benefits.
It's a long way off Mania as well. It's mid-April.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like been pushed back at like a few weeks as well. It's like, I just want to go, goddammit.
I'm just glad we're still all going to be in our 30s. Fact for it.
Just about.
All in our 30s. Fact.
Before we get to the hashtag Bloody Good quiz, don't want to get too deep in our predictions for 2025, but who are some of the people you're expecting to be the breakout stars of this year? Is this... You can arguably pick, like your
John Cena. He's gonna have a pretty banner year.
Obafemi's from NXT, or even people, I suppose, like technically, Tiffany Stratton hasn't won a world title yet.
No. I think, not doing a bit here, I think Roxanne Perez could have a really good year. I think the main roster call-up is as good as certain. I think it will start with the Royal Rumble. I wonder if they might just use her. I mean, she's brilliant anyway, but use her as the... when we always talk about how the NXT Women's Division is the best in wrestling? Well, look what's just arrived from it. And they try and, replicate that feeling of when the Horsewomen arrived. And it was this... not that, the division doesn't need, the presto changeover that it needed back in 2015. Mm-hmm. But you can replicate that with a few specific figures from this, NXT Women's Division. I don't think Julia is there. Stephanie Vaquer is there for a long time. No. So I think... because I think she'll have a great year on the main roster, that'll feel like it's come from out of nowhere because she's barely been in NXT 5 minutes and now she's there. But I do see big things for Roxanne Perez this year in terms of a call-up. I also think, considering that things are going pretty well, this time next year, we could be talking about potential WrestleMania main event.
Like a stupid big run thing to then spear someone. That gets replayed so many times and hyped up so much by the commentators. They are... really, really going all in on this is the next big thing.
Yeah.
They see huge things, and it's got to be this year that you start to pull the trigger on that.
They test him, don't
build
they?
him up. Yeah.
He's a babyface 1 week, a heel the next. I find that quite frustrating because I kind of just want to
throw in stuff.
I want to root for him at the moment.
Yeah.
But every now and then he's a dickhead, and it's well, if you're going to be that, at least let him be that 100%. But it feels like because he does it anyway, they're going to be thinking, can do whatever we want with this guy. Not only is he awesome at this stuff, he's also malleable and coachable and all those things they love. And
I think it's just testing things out, throwing stuff at the wall just to see what sticks and what is going to be the one that takes him off in any direction. And it's just kind of waiting for that one feud, that one thing that he does that people latch onto. Yeah. And that'll be that.
I hope this is the year for Ricky Starks because it felt like nothing happened for him in 2024 aside from being told off for getting caught going to the Rumble and then just being in a box at WrestleMania because he decided bollocks to it.
Lost his GCW bookings. So it was either a work and Starks had to lose his booking in order for that work to get sold, or it was a shoot. Things were resolved and he wasn't put back on the cards. So what's that about?
If it's a shoot, things got resolved and then it was you can have these people, but not these people.
Yeah. Cardona did that job at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I know he's not a GCW full-timer, but you know what I mean? Of what he reflects. And yet, somehow, Ricky Starks loses each way around.
What happened to me?
He did turn up for Defy, and Phil, stop me if I've got this one wrong, do Defy not sometimes do stuff with the Collective over WrestleMania weekend? Is Defy one of the shows?
Yes, I think so. They've got a partnership with Progress as well at the minute. And Progress do stuff.
Collective obviously hosted Bloodsport, which Nick Carner's been all over as of last WrestleMania season, so you can join those dots a little bit as well.
Hang on, I've got a thing for this. This is really sad with regards to poor Ricky. How many matches, according to Cage Match, did he have in 2024?
Oh, not enough.
All matches, not just AEW or Ring of Honor or anything like that.
21.
I'm going to say less than that. I think it's single digits.
What?
7.
He won off 8 matches.
What?
Across the entirety of 2024. 7 of those occurred before June.
Yeah.
He had 1 match in November. Glory Pro Wrestle Apocalypse.
He's fit, he's healthy, and he's paid.
He's certainly fit.
So
that's no question.
Got those things going for him.
So that is something.
He's also at that time in your career where, especially with his AEW run, it felt like things were starting to click. And when you can see it in wrestlers when things they start thinking less and it becomes more of an instinctive kind of thing. And it's when they start to get it. And that's the time that you need to be reinforcing that in your own learnings and your own actually going out there and doing it. And it's to not be able to go out there.
Double down on what you've achieved.
Exactly. Like, that must be so frustrating.
He is, and this is absolutely not to neg him for his age because we love him here, but he's a little bit older than you would think as well.
We're all in our 30s.
We're all in our 30s, fact. But like he is like, I want to say 36.
34, he'll be 35 in February.
35, and that's... What's 35 now?
Yeah.
But I think he is, because of how young he looks and how fresh he still is. Yeah. I think people think of him as this like kind of mid-20s prodigy figure, and it's like there's 10 more years on the clock and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Like he's done the reps, he's done the time, he's done the work. It just so happened that TV took a little longer for him, and then it happened, and it's just, we are 5 years removed nearly from him having that match with Cody in the TNT title invitational. Like, that's a lifetime in wrestling, really.
It's a career, a TV career, like, or at least it used to be.
Yeah, it's the full-time run of The Rock.
Yes.
WWE, like that 5 years. So,
yeah, let's do something with him in 2025. Karthik, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Says, between KO resisting his urges in Berlin and then turning into his history. And the turn playing into his history with the bloodline and all the depth there, was that the best wrestling story in 2024, even if Punk Drew had more moments?
Just Kevin Owens in general? Or the Kevin Owens-Cody Rhodes thing?
I suppose, yeah.
I preferred Punk Drew, but I wouldn't fight anybody that went with Cody and Kevin Owens. If I had to find something to separate the two, Hell in a Cell was just my match of the year, and Saturday Night's Main Event slightly underwhelmed as a match.
Pushed for time, weren't they?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I've got zero complaints about the entire story, the whole angle, the whole deal. Just didn't really love the match. I've got a lot of faith the ladder match will be substantially better.
Stood out in people's minds, and those are the things people latch onto, and no matter how careful and sort of intricate Kevin Owens' storyline in terms of how his heel turn was in line with his own mental justifications for everything, I don't think you can question the sort of care and effort that's been put into it as a storyline.
Might be a stupid question. Do you think wrestlers ever get annoyed if they have a feud that crosses over the years? Because people like to do like end of year, this was the best thing this year, and then
I suppose you could count Paige and Swerve in
exactly,
that,
yeah.
Unquestionably 2023's like best thing for that match with the blood drinking, where it was in front of everybody's mind, but it was this year he burnt his house down.
Yeah.
So which is it? That sort of thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's supposed to be, that'll differ wrestler by wrestler based on who cares what like idiots on the internet think, wouldn't it?
Feel free to speculate on that in the comments. Enough of all this anyway. It's now time for a bloody good quiz. And this week's quiz is brought to you by Ashley Rains, 35 today. Congratulations from all of us here at WhatCulture. Just hope when it comes to your birthday celebrations, if you party too hard, you can cope. That's right. It's all about Adam Copeland, this week's quiz.
I thought he was going to say reins it in. So I thought he was going to say,
I thought he was just going to go into an Andrew WK song.
Thoughts on Cope being the new name for Edge? I mean, we call him Edge for...
Exactly, yeah. Fine, don't care. Literally don't care.
Same. A lot of people really pissed off about
absolutely
it.
fine.
Like names, man. A guy called Triple. Like
Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
come on, like
it's the ultimate one, isn't it? It's the ultimate one. I remember that.
World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
Like everything becomes normal in wrestling at a crazy speed.
Yeah.
Like I loved. I'm so excited, by the way, as the Dynamite theme. That pissed a lot of people off too. In 3 or 4 weeks, if it's still even there, if it wasn't just a New Year's special and it's still there, nobody will care.
No,
it's crazy how like fast things move. With
wrestling.
But 10 questions all about Cope. Usual rules apply. Shout your name. Wait for me to come to you. Remember, guys, it's just for fun. Okay,
just for fun.
Question number 1: which of these names hasn't Adam Copeland wrestled under? Damon Stryker, Adam Impact, Sexton Hardcastle, or Shaggram Erectford?
Phil, I'm going to go with the last one.
Yay!
Yeah. Sexton Hardcastle. Yeah. We all got it. We didn't think that like erect fort was some like French word or something like that.
1 point to Phil. Question number 2: who did
25 New Year? Same old stuff.
We ain't going nowhere.
Question number 2: who did Edge last eliminate to win the 2010 Royal Rumble? Was it Chris Jericho, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, or
Hey, what were the other options?
Cena, Michaels, Tatsu.
I don't know. Cena.
I thought it was Chris Jericho when I wrote this question, to be perfectly honest. You say John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's best Rumble. Should have got that. It's my favourite Rumble ever. It's Shawn's desperate attempt to win it and get the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like that, and he falls off. But
Yeah.
but what gets lost in that is that Edge returned from injury, and they were setting up him and Jericho because Jericho had binned him off and picked the Big Show as his new tag partner and everything.
Yeah.
And they kind
The
of
build was spear, and then he lost.
the WrestleMania match kind of sucked ass. It was real bad.
How many people have won 2 Rumbles and neither time have won the world title at WrestleMania?
That is a great question,
gonna be a
which I will
fun
answer
stat.
for you right now. Hulk Hogan, because he won it in 1990. Oh no, he won the belt in 91, even though it wasn't for the shot back then.
Of course.
Shawn won back-to-back and lost and won. Austin, 3, 1. Didn't rest for the title, 1. And Edge, I think, is the only one since. He's won it twice. Did John Cena win it twice? Cena won it twice. 2008.
But he won against The Rock.
And he won it against The Rock at WrestleMania 2013. So, yeah. I can't think of another 2-time winner. But, yeah.
Let us know in the chat.
That will be Edge's.
Has Orton won it twice? Or is he...
Orton has won it twice, 09 and 2017. Lost to Triple H at 25.
Beat Bray Wyatt.
Beat Bray Wyatt for the belt.
Ah!
8 minutes with the projectors on the ring.
Worms.
Strategies failed. Putting maggots. I should have trained.
My strategy, in which Randy Orton is literally one of the only people in the building that can't be affected by it, has failed. Like, everyone in the building's going, whoa, because they can see a massive screen with the image on. You can't. Randy Orton. Oh, there's some lights around my ankles. Anyway, boom, RKO.
Right, okay, this time I'm going again at WrestleMania. Should I train again? Build a big box? That's where I went wrong last time. Oh, lost again. In quicker time, if anything.
It was quicker. Yeah.
And I've been set on fire.
Roman. WrestleMania 31.
Oh.
Lost, obviously, because of Seth cash-in. Won the Rumble again in 20... No, he didn't win it in 2016. That was the game Triple H. 2017.
No, he's not.
2018. Didn't win it again, did he? Hasn't won the Rumble.
Let us know in the chat if we can think of anyone.
Only one Rumble. That feels so weird, doesn't it, Roman Reigns? Because he was the Iron Man of 2014.
Yeah.
But obviously, that was Dave's year. Who also didn't win the... Batista, 2 wins.
Oh.
Won the belt at WrestleMania 21.
Yeah.
Love this game. I had such a nice time. Thanks for this. I really enjoyed this.
So Edge is the worst at Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
The worst of the best.
Question number 3. How long was his first title reign? Title fully loaded week, basically weekend.
They had it. Such was how hot the Fed was. Like, not quite as hot as right now because it's absolutely boiling, Phil. But
Is this Vampire Edge or?
it was kind of babyface
after.
brood Edge.
Yeah.
And they had a pay-per-view on the Sunday, but they ran a house show at the Sky Dome the night before, and they were just like, "Oh, it'd be nice to put Edge over in Canada." So he won the belt in the Sky Dome, where he'd obviously seen Hogan Warrior wrestle as a kid, and then the Sunday, they just flipped it right back.
Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you took a picture. Right, 2-1. Okay, question number 4. Ironically, by the way, I wrote this quiz last night and then saw on the channel, as will be released as a podcast later on today, a list all about facts about Adam Copeland.
No way.
Yes. Or Cope, as he's known now, of course. But what did Adam Copeland and Christian once get into a fist fight about? Was it their matching gear, a computer game, whose turn it was to drive, or shampoo?
Phil, whose turn it was to drive?
No, dear, that's wrong.
A computer game.
Yay!
Specifically, NHL 1994.
Only fight they ever had, I think.
Gosh.
Christian's a very bad winner and loser, according to Copeland, who has had fights about shampoo just at WrestleMania.
They are fighting over shampoo.
And he didn't even do the commercial, did he?
No, they just dropped that as cold as ice. Like, it was 1 week where it was like, it's been 1 week where they're just like, I'm going to get a shampoo commercial. Oh, he walks in the room and Edge has already got the job. Going to bring that up any other weeks? No. Going to make an advert just to at least legitimise the gimmick? No. Going to have a bang average at WrestleMania? Yes. It was in Toronto. It was Edge's hometown. They put him over at a house show and they couldn't be arsed when WrestleMania came knocking.
Question 5. When first starting out in wrestling, where did Adam Copeland once have a match? Was it a pub car park, some bloke's garage, a barn, or a trampoline park?
All of the above.
Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably. I just need the one I've written down.
What's the score?
2-2.
Hamflet. I'll go with the trampoline park.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Ooh, what were the other options?
Very cheap. Could do it in a pub car park, some bloke's garage, or a barn.
A barn.
Yay!
Talks about his humble rise through eating tuna out of a can.
Yeah.
Wrestling in a barn in front of 6 people.
Oh, in Canada as well. Probably freezing.
Oh, God. Would like to see a wrestling match at a trampoline park.
Yeah.
Wrestlers are weird, aren't they?
They're a strange bunch. they have paid the price. It's why respect is so serious, because never mind the business, whatever the hell that is what they've got to respect on the way up.
You're in the Next in Line program, but you have to go and wrestle in a barn first. Keep an eye on you. I feel like you'd be very good in a trampoline park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've not been to a trampoline park.
Ever.
Ever.
Even I've been to a trampoline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I take the
I've
kids
been on
to
a trampoline,
Yeah.
but not in a trampoline park.
I take the kids to the trampoline park. It's got the one we go to's got trampoline basketball, trampoline volleyball. Hit my kid in the face once. What a bump he took though! Like boosh out the air, sideways bump, bounce. Good. And then there's also this one, like it's like a long trampoline where you can either do like there's 2 next to each other. You can either do trampoline races, or the more athletically gifted have got like all this extra run-up space to do like super cool flips.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't do them. So then there's always somebody really impressive on. Like, it's like, come on, kids, we're going to have a look at them, because watching me is not a spectator sport.
I always like the idea of a trampoline park, and then I get in there and I bounce and I do the sit down, stand back up bounce.
Yep.
Then I'm gassed.
Yeah.
And then there's that one where it's like, you'd no doubt do like a triple flip into the big sponge
Foam,
thing.
yeah. Oh, you can't get out. Can't get out.
Nuts into those things.
Can't get out, man. It's so undignified. And to your point, yeah, it's like that's bloody expensive for an hour. 2 minutes, you were blowing out your arse.
Yeah.
Like there's kids like struggling to breathe because you've sucked up all the oxygen in the room, just trying to clamber out of the foam pit because you thought
You feel it right the next week.
Oh God, like your legs, like you just feel it, like everything burning. Kids are just indestructible and don't care.
Yeah.
When I went to Mania 28, they had one of those sponge pit things.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like with a ring around it.
That's cool.
And so you could like just like climb up onto the ring apron, but they wouldn't let you climb up the ropes to do anything. So I was like, well, I'm only going to do this once. I'm going up the goddamn ropes. So I'm like jump up the ropes and then like tried to do like a 450 or something into the foam, and the security guard was not pleased with me. It was just like oh, come on, I cannot be bothered. Just get out.
We had one rule.
Just get out.
Another one.
I was like, I'm sorry, it was worth it.
Right, 3-2 to Phil. Question 6. Edge was eliminated first when WWF Superstars competed on the weakest link in 2002. But who won that episode? Was it Triple H, Kane, Bubba Ray Dudley, or Booker T?
Ooh.
Yeah. That's thrown me a bit because I thought somebody else won it,
I thought somebody else won it.
which I think must mean this must be their return to the weakest link.
I see.
Because I think the first one was won by Stephanie McMahon. And I actually think she was in the final with Triple H. So I'll go Hamflet and say Triple H won it at the second time of asking.
No, dear, that's wrong.
He won the first one. He beat Steph in the final.
Right.
So you got
They do
Kane,
always say Kane is the smartest of wrestlers.
Kane, Bubba Ray Dudley, or Booker
They
T?
do say that. They do.
I don't think they say that about Bubba Ray Dudley, but you never know. Kane, why not?
Yay!
Beat Bubba Ray Dudley in the final.
Nice.
And I think they had to go to spoilers. It's from 2002. What are you doing? I think they went to sudden death on that. Right, couldn't be separated in the first 5 on 5, and then they went to sudden death.
Wow.
Booker T, meanwhile, was asked, what French word meaning again is often shouted at the end of a concert?
It's encore.
He said, oui, oui. Right, 4-2. Question 7. How did Edge and Christian save themselves in Wrestler's Court? This is when Bob Holly took them to Wrestler's Court.
Yeah.
Did they bribe the judge with a crate of beer? Did they claim to have a fake book deal? Did they hire an actual lawyer? Or did they dress as each other and confuse the prosecutor?
Pamphlet. They faked a book deal, and the book was called something like How to Kiss Ass and like Win Friends or something like that, because they were taken to Wrestler's Court because Edge had the temerity to give Brian Gewirtz a comic, and Bob Holly spotted it. You're kissing the rider's ass! Get your ass to God. Undertaker's like, get my fucking gavel! You do not give gifts to the riders! They earn no respect!
We're goddamn adults. We don't read no goddamn comic book.
I got no kids'
Give me
toy.
an action figure.
You know what I'm gonna give to the rider? A kick in the ass.
I can tell you.
Yay!
That's a Bob Holly Edge story, isn't it? Like they're locking up, and like Edge is like ask somebody like, any advice, like any advice when I'm in there with Bob, just so I'll do my best and everyone will get out there and he respects me, whatever. And somebody had said just like ask him his finish, how he wants to win his house show, whatever it is. And he's like, oh, like, what's your finish? My finish is I kick your ass. He's raging.
I love Bob Holly.
Like a rib on Edge or something. You know how it works in wrestling. It's like, you know the advice that you've got to take all the time. You shouldn't have took that one. You know the rules that we make up. Well, we made up some new ones.
What if I win the belt and then kick everybody's ass? I mean, that's a great story.
I'm genuinely surprised that because he's such a scary individual that they didn't just go, yep, fair enough, Bob. You give me the belt and you beat everybody. My finish is I kick your ass. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
How Edge and Christian, How to Kiss Ass or Road to the Top.
Yeah. Pop
And
the
all the boys are like, it's the best of goddamn respect. You know, right?
You know, like everybody sort of stops. And then Taker goes like, and I we were laughing first in a way.
Yeah. We've got a fake book. It either goes one of two ways. Not elected to read.
I did not dress like a fucking idiot to read a goddamn book in court. The only book I read is the one I put my hand on when I swear to tell the whole goddamn truth. Now get my gavel.
Oh, bump and feed, not bump and read. 4-3 to Phil. Question 8. Question 8.
The Bible is the best of the dead man.
Right. You could actually read this. What is sometimes, you know, there's a lot of screen time, like blue light from your phone or your computer screen, and keep you awake sometimes. You could just take a book to bed and read that before you drop off. Nice try, but I don't sleep.
Christian, that's a God-fearing name. You all right with me? Edge?
What the hell? You joking yourself almost to completion?
You finished the climax, boy. Bradshaw, take that man to the showers. He did. Edge put that in his book.
Yes, he did. Question 8. What was Adam Copeland's character's name in Vikings?
Oh, God.
Was it... I'm going to struggle with this because I've got like...
I'm excited for
spotting
if Wilborn's made one up. Let's see, shall we, Phil?
Was it Kjetil Flatnose, Ragnar Big Ears, Olaf the Farter, or Bjorn Fatcock?
Phil, the first one.
Kjetil Flatnose?
Yeah.
Yay!
What was D again?
It was the options were Kjetil Flatnose, Ragnar Big Ears, Olaf the Farter, or Bjorn Fatcock.
Farting and knob gags. I don't know. Which low-hanging fruit you start up? I'm hardcore. I'm taking both.
Right, you need these next two to
Pressure, Phil.
tie this up. Okay. Question 9. What game did Edge and Christian play to keep themselves entertained? Was it Bogies? Don't Look at Me? Tiggy Bob Down? Or Knock a Door Run?
Hamflet.
Yes.
Don't look at me.
Yay!
You know, apparently they played that game with Stone Cold Steve Austin as he was being tied up by the ministry.
Oh, yeah.
Like Christian, I think, leant into his ear and said, "Don't look at me."
Yeah.
So basically he's like, no, stop tying me up.
There's some sort of game, you would hate this, where like Edge and Shane McMahon play when they see each other. And there's a few other people involved because it's only once in a while. That I'm sure something to do with like slapping you in the back of the head. It's like your nightmare game.
Oh,
or like
God.
a tackle from behind. Where it's sort of like, I've caught you. I don't know. It'd be called like Dickhead Ball or something. Dickhead Ball, I win. I'm the champion. Something like that. But
I hate those ones where you see it like I think it was on a stag do or maybe at a wedding. And the lads had worked out the floor was slippy, so they were slide tackling each other, which I was like, that sounds like a route straight to the hospital with either a broken ankle or a concussion.
Aye.
They're like, "Way!" And I was like, it doesn't look like people who I want to be around that, to be honest.
Or it's that thing where, because it's been a wedding, you've drank so much that like on the night your body feels quite bouncy and you're up and everything, and then the next morning you cannot move.
Yeah.
Like it's bruised down the side that's coloured your entire thing blue.
Right, final question. It's all on this. What was the name of the tag team Adam Copeland had with Joe E. Legend in MWCW? Was it Sex and Violence, Humps and Headlocks, Fornication and Fights, or Rumpy Pumpy Ruckus?
I'll let you have this one.
Well, I don't know which direction you want to go with, Phil, but Hamflet, I'll go with A.
Sex and Violence.
Yay!
The correct answer. They weren't. It comes Rumpy Pumpy Ruckus.
Rumpy Pumpy. Is that an American? Does America have Rumpy Pumpy?
It doesn't sound very American.
No.
Do you have Rumpy Pumpy? Let us know.
Knocking boots.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have bogeys from the other question?
Oh, yeah.
Boogers. Boogers. Boogers.
God damn it, I picked it too much now. I got a booger red. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, do they even know about Dick and Dom in the Bungalow? That's the real question.
Do they know about D's Nuts and the Butthole?
No.
D's Nuts and the Butthole playing Radio Boogers.
That was that. Gave me a lovely flashback. That email we got a while back from.
Oh, Phil, this was insane, man. This was incredible. On this year's Secret Banter, Will
Matt
revealed.
Steele. Yeah. He's done a list of bits.
Chronicled the bits.
So long.
11 pages. Sorry.
We don't do bits.
And yeah, D's Nuts and the Butthole made an appearance on there.
Yeah.
Friday favourites on the D's Nuts and the Butthole. It's time for another game of Radio Boogers. Which, you know, like, you can only walk, if you're in the studio, you have to just, like, go gradually further away
Yes.
from the microphone.
Just shout yourself hoarse, basically. Well, you win this one, D's Nuts. Good game to Butthole. Well, congratulations to Michael Hamflet and to Phil Chambers, co-winners of this week's quiz. Let us know how you got on. Let us know if you play bogeys. Let us know if you've ever had Rumpy Pumpy in the comments or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow all three of us. You can follow Michael Hamflet at
Michael Hamflet, and you can follow Phil Chambers at
Fill My Chambers, and you follow Wilborn at
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, check out our SmackDown preview. Just all completely focused. Definitely not talking about darts, traitors, and other things.
We don't do bits.
All talking about the first 3-hour SmackDown, which goes down tonight. And also check out our review of 2024 in WWE that we did yesterday. We are going to be doing an AEW version of that once Michael Sidgwick is back next week. But once again, happy birthday to Ashley Range from all of us here at WhatCulture. Thanks for joining us. My thanks to Michael Hamflet, to Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. WrestleCulture is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Wrestling!
Boogers.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy New Year.
Have a
And
great weekend.
yes,
We
enjoy.
will see you Monday.
Yeah, join us Monday for our big Raw preview.
CUM, which is what I'm going to do by Netflix time. Wetflix, more like.
Bye.
Bye.